go ahead, Ultra, when you're ready to start diving. And basically, I'm going to show you what happens. You know, if somebody like starts diving on you a lot, don't dive with them. You know, just wait. Okay, see what happened there? See what happened? That was perfect demonstration. As a matter of fact, in the middle of his dive, it broke my aim and my targeting on my first shot. And a lot of times people would decide to start diving at that point because they're worried about getting shot. But if you just tap L2 like super quick to aim down sights again, you're going to retarget him and then just fire off a shot and kill him real quickly. So that's tip number 1 of this video is how to deal with dolphins. All right, so now we're doing what I think is a pretty big painted black tip. And we have Ultra here demonstrating again. So he's going to be running at us while I'm in painted black right now. As you see, there's no targets being targeted until he moves a little bit more, or my crosshairs move a little bit more. Okay, and the reason for that is just because it's like sort of like, you know, if you start aiming at a person and you go into Deadeye while you're targeting their body or whatever, it's not going to paint an X until you move your crosshair a little bit, you know? And so the tip that I use, you know, for myself, or that I'm going to tell you guys right now, is whenever you do go to target somebody and you go into painted black, just move your crosshair slightly, and it's going to paint a target on him, like, literally, like, right off the bat. Like, immediately. And this works great with the bow and arrow and everything else as well. Like, you know, if you're at the spot where you want to be targeting and you go into painted black, move your crosshair, like, you know, even the slightest bit, you know, just a wobble real quick is going to paint a target onto him. Whereas if, you know, if you weren't, you know, paying perfect close attention to it, then it wouldn't paint a target and you might actually miss. So yeah, that's a pretty big one that I actually started using more often not too long ago. And I got hit by a train. Perfect clip, and that one's over. That is, that's the painted black, wobble your crosshairs tip. It's gonna be a real quick side peek tip demonstration. And are you recording this at the moment, Ultra?
Every 5 minutes.
Every 5 minutes, great. Okay, so you're gonna be able to see it from, you know, his perspective for the most part. Like, he shouldn't really be able to see me right now unless he's doing side peek of his own. And you can see how, like, you know, I can't see him at all. But he may actually be able to see me right now from his perspective.
Perfectly.
So, okay, good deal. And you're not side peeking?
No, I'm using regular shoulder because I'm on the other side of your shoulder.
Gotcha. Okay, so he can see me if I'm trying to aim at him, like, from this close. But if you come at him with the side peek, can you see me right now?
I see your gun. I can't target you.
Okay. What about now?
I'm your huckleberry.
A little bit, sort of.
If I turn my camera to peek the corner, I will be able to see you. But
okay.
Right now, I can't aim it.
Not side peeking. Side peeking. I can see, like, yeah. Okay, that was me being a terrible noob, but that was also a good demonstration. If I were to try to fire at him without peeking, I would hit the wall or whatever, the corner. But because of the side peek, you can shoot right around it. It actually makes it really OP. That's something that they didn't have in GTA 5 as far as I know. So that's a side peek. All right, so
I'm your huckleberry.
this is just the keeping the hammer cocked and primed and ready to go demonstration of, most importantly, the double barrel. But this is going to affect all weapons as well for the most part, like, you know, the repeaters and stuff like that. When you pull them out, before you fire them, you have to prime them. So if you're in, like, close quarters combat with competitive players and stuff like that, and you expect them to be firing quickly, they're expecting you to come around corners and stuff like that, you need to have your weapon, whatever it might be, primed before you go into combat, because just that quarter second of waiting for you know, your hammer to cock is going to potentially get you killed 9 times out of 10. So the only thing that you have to do to have it primed and ready is aim down sights. That's it. Now you can run around and find people, and whenever you do find them, it's going to be ready to fire, like, literally right away. Oh, and then one thing that Ultra Violence wanted to point out and did point out is sawed-off shotguns do not follow that rule. They're actually primed and ready to go at all times. So you guys can keep that in mind. All right, here we go. This is like this is gonna be the final demonstration for today's video. Just the 5 tips and tricks or whatever. This is one of my favorite. It's tall trees is like the best place that I could demonstrate this because it's the best place that I like to use it and name your weapon and stuff like that. We have ultraviolence over here in the distance. He's actually waiting behind the tree to demonstrate with us. And what I'm demonstrating pretty much is like just whenever you're in tall trees or whatever and you have somebody that's up behind the tree or something like that and they're trying to fire at you from cover, you know, because they feel like taking cover actually helps their survivability. But I really don't feel like it does. So we're going to rush Ultra right now, and I'm just going to show you how to basically use line of sight instead of cover. If you're always looking straight with your camera for the most part, if you can't see the player you're running at, you know, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to see you. So even though they're behind cover, you can still close ground on them without using any cover of your own by just like simply running at them like this and using the line of sight of the trees instead of cover. And, you know, that's kind of a simple demonstration of it, but what I'm getting at is don't hide behind objects. You know what I mean? There's no reason to actually, you know, like mount an object when you could just simply, you know, use it for quick line of sight and then dip past it to the next line of sight and then dip past it to the next line of sight. If you have to, you could dive in between trees or whatever until you're behind line of sight again. The worst thing that you can do on this map especially is actually like, you know, stand up against the tree because it's not really going to protect you from somebody that's rushing at you full on and knows how to use line of sight. And the chances are even better that you're going to get shot in the head by somebody that's behind you in this direction over here. I think that's the best tip I have to offer on that.